this session, I decided to actually teach you some maybe new words and vocabulary phrases to improve your writing. Of course, if you want to write, if you know the structure of writing, the rules, the diagram, but you need to know some words. You know, some new words, yeah, to write completely and perfectly. Now, first of all, we're gonna talk about this vocabulary and of course these words. Then we start, actually, we will get started on book and of course do some writing exercises. And of course, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Very good. So let me share the screen so that you can see the board. Okay, so as you can see, we have some columns, some rows here, okay, and there are some titles. So this actually, you know, this part, this section is about writing task 1. Okay, how to report, how to write about write on a diagram, a chart. Okay, of course you need some words that you need to learn, some verb, especially verb and noun. Okay, now as you can see, we have different trends. For example, upward trends or downward trends. Okay, now there are some words, for example, words that you can use to write about upward trends. And of course, we have the same rule and the same words about downward trends. So let's learn them one by one. Okay, the first verb is rise. You notice, of course, and we normally use it. This is really normal to use rise or increase or growth. So third of them are really common when writing. Of course, improve is really easy. And you know, just, you know, anyone that you don't know the meaning, you can ask, you know, just I think you know the meaning, so I don't describe. So if you have any problem about the meaning of these words, you can ask me. Okay. Yeah.
I have a question. It's like the word recover, and this is like recover. Uh, I think its meaning is not a word trend.
It means improve. It means improve. Recover means improve. They're the synonyms. So it
Oh,
means, you know, for example, yeah, get better or improve. So you can say something like this.
I,
And yeah.
but I think that's recover is like when you are injured and then after long days you
Of
will
course.
recover.
Of course, you know, let me say something, you know, different words in English can have different meanings in different situations. So of course we can say recover means getting better after an illness. Of
Yeah.
course, when you injured, when you got ill, of course, when you get better, we say recover. But we can use recover and actually, you know, writing task 1 when we're going to say that something actually, you know, improved. You know, we can say recover. Okay, so
Yeah.
we will explain this word with examples so that actually it will be easy to understand them.
Yeah.
The word jump, you know the meaning of jump, okay? You know, jumping, okay? And we have the word leap, okay? Leap and jump are synonyms. And so leap meaning jump, so they are the same. And of course, we have the next one, boom. Do you know the meaning of boom?
Yes.
Okay, very good, of course. And can you tell me what does it mean?
It's like when it's like when the the amount of something's very is very like very it's very low, then just in a short time it's boom into a big, the amount is very big, very high.
Yeah, of course, increase, of course, increase or grow. Yeah, they're synonyms. And climb, of course, you know, again means rise. And we have swell, that means expand, okay, or increase, grow, or expand. So all these verbs, so let me say something, all these verbs have the same meaning, so you can use all of them in the same situation, okay? Of course, we have noun. This column contains some nouns from these verbs, and of course you only need to learn the noun. Normally they are the same. For example, leap and leap. Leap can be the verb or a noun. Boom can be a verb or a noun. Peak can be a
Yeah.
noun or a verb. Okay, and now the second column. Okay, the first word, escalate. Do you know the meaning of escalate?
No.
Increase.
Increase.
Escalate means increase, grow. So as I told you, they are synonyms, so you can guess the meaning of each verb. And the second one is surge. Okay, do you know the meaning of surge?
It still increase.
Of course, increasing very quickly, a sudden increase or a quick increase is surge. And double, of course, and the actually next one is climax. Okay, do you know the meaning of climax? It means peak.
Peace.
Yeah, peak. Yeah, of course. The most exciting, the most important part of diagram is climax or peak. When, for example, our diagram is increasing and we have a point actually is at the top of the diagram, the line, and we call it peak or climax. Get it?
Yes. And how about the verb? It's like, is it like pick?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of
Uh,
course. Yeah,
yes.
of
Okay.
course. Yeah, they're the same. Okay, so the next one, triple. What does it mean? You can guess.
It's like it's increased more than 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, very good. When actually in three ways, having three parts, for example. Yeah, of course. Okay, quadruple, increasing 4 times. Yeah, so triple 3 times, quadruple 4 times. Okay, so if I want to show you, it can be, let me write. Okay, for example, if I can find it. Okay, there it is. Okay, that is not here. I can find it. If I can, yeah, I got it. Okay, 4. So, okay, so when something increases 4 times, we say actually quadruple. And of course, it doesn't have a noun, as you can see. Quadruple and triple are only, and of course, the rest of this column are the verbs, only the verbs. Okay, we have the word soar. Of course, you can say increasing significantly. So we say soar, it means to increase quickly.
Yeah.
And skyrocket, they're the same. Skyrocket, rocket means increase, skyrocket means to increase again very fast and quickly. And go up, of course, it's really easy. Now we have the other verbs, downward trends. Okay, now which verbs? Okay, decrease, decline, fall, drop, reduce. They're actually the words that you normally use, and I think they're not really difficult. But we have the next verb. Of course, you can guess the meaning. As I told you, they are synonyms. Slump. Okay, and slump means fall or decrease. Normally, when actually to fall suddenly or maybe significantly, we can say actually that this diagram slump. And plunge, again, plunge, the same meaning. Of course, it means falling significantly. And we have dip, again, the same. It means the meaning of decrease. And collapse, do you know?
Yes, club is like it's had the meaning is like destroy.
Yeah, of course, fall down. Yeah, of course. And slide again. And the last one, dwindle. Yeah, dwindle has the actually same meaning, but when we say dwindle, the difference, actually it means, gradually become less and less, not significantly. So when we say, for example, this line dwindled, it means actually it gradually became less and less or small and small by the time. So
Yeah.
dwindle, actually it's not quickly. And now the next one, again, we have the next column that we need to learn. Okay, so this one, okay, nosedive. That is, a sudden and very large fall. For example, when we say something, for example, this line knows that, for example, the price of smartphones in 2000, for example, 10 nosedive, it means actually very, they suddenly fell, or for example, they had a very large fall. And the next one, we have the noun and the verb, okay? The noun deterioration and deteriorate. Okay, so deteriorate and deterioration, of course, again, the same. They're really easy. They're the same as actually fall, and we have tail off and plummet, halt, go down, shrink, and dive. All of them means falling down or decrease. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, do you have any question?
I think no.
Okay, very good. And we have
Yeah.
some,
Could
yeah,
after this lesson, could you send me this photo?
of course I will. Of course I will, because you need to have them.
Yeah.
So I will send. And we have stable trends. You can use these words and phrases if you're going to talk about the stable. And you can talk about fluctuating trends. Okay, using this word, fluctuate, like this means fluctuate. We have something like this, up and down, something like this. This is fluctuate. And of course, you can use this degree of change. Okay, for example, for large movement or small. For example, when I say something changed significantly, it means very large. Okay, rapidly, dramatically, and we normally use adjective or adverb. If we're going to use adjective before verb, if we're going to use adverb after verb. And of course, degree of change for small movement, there's some insignificant or general or minimal, slight. Okay, of course, let me say something. You don't need to know all of them. Of
Yes.
course, if you learn them, you don't need to memorize. Just try to actually learn the meaning, so that when you see these words, you may face these words in your IELTS test. So when you see them, okay, you say, this means, for example, I don't know, small fall, or for example, large increase. And the last part, focusing on an item in the graph. For example, okay, concerning in the case of when you want to focus on a part of actually graph and talk about it, write about it, you can use these phrases, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so of course I will send this for you, and we have the other sheets that I will send you. Now, let's do something. Let me open the book. Okay, close this. Well, okay, yeah, we have a writing section, but I'm gonna start my actually, my discussion, my teaching using a question. So, have you ever watched the Olympic Games, either live or on television?
Yes, I have watched swimming competition in Olympic.
Okay, and so just, you need to say, when I ask you, that is really important speaking IELTS. First of all, you can't answer with a long sentence. Just yes, I have, no, I haven't. Then you can add another extension, another sentence. Okay, just first of all, you say no, I haven't, or yes, I have, or no, never, for example. So, and which sport did you enjoy watching the most?
I enjoy watching football.
Yeah, of course, soccer. And do you prefer the winter or summer Olympics? And tell me why.
I think that's Summer Olympics because in the summer you have a lot of sports to play, like surfing, go swimming,
Mhm.
or like
Yeah.
um, play mm, playing ball on the uh, playing ball on the beach. So there are a lot of kinds of sport competition for you to watch, and I think this will be more exciting.
Yeah, great. Very good. And now we have two charts. Okay, we're going to study the charts and graph and answer the
Yeah,
questions which follow. Okay. Yeah, do
teacher.
you want to ask me a question? Yes.
Yes, I I think that's in IELTS. I have heard that in the IELTS you will show your skill in speaking to the examiner. So you will speak like as long as possible. And why do we just answer short questions?
Okay, no, no, no. Let me say something. Definitely, you
Yeah.
shouldn't answer with actually short answers. Actually, I meant something else. So let me explain. For example, I want to say that we have a rule about answering and responding to questions. And what is the rule? So let me explain. When I
Yeah.
ask you a question, yes, no question, using auxiliary modal verbs, or I don't know, for example, do, does, did, or any auxiliary or modal verbs, can, could, may, should. First, I said first. For example, I say, do you like, for example, skiing? Okay, I say, yes, I like skiing. Wrong, mistake. You need to say, yes, I do, finish, and then you explain, yes, I do. I'm really into skiing. I think skiing is the best. Okay, so you can say blah, blah, blah. Okay, so
Yeah.
first of all, I mean, you can't answer a yes, no question with long answer at first. First of all, a short answer, finish, yes, I do, no, I don't. Then you continue talking. Get it?
Yes. Okay.
And don't forget that you have time limit for each question speaking section. So you need to consider time limit to answer and respond each question. Okay. Well, so let's start it as graphs. Okay, we have a bar chart and line chart. They're really easy. Just let's talk about them first. Okay, which countries or former countries were successful in both the Winter and Summer Olympics? Okay, first of all, I want you to actually explain, to describe these two charts or diagram, okay, or graph, so no matter which one you use. So tell me what are, for example, parts of graphs. For example, if there is a bar chart here, what is this? What is this? Okay, and I want you to talk, to explain. Maybe give me an introduction.
Um, the introduction of the Winter Olympics or Summer Olympics, teacher.
Okay, the first one, okay, Winter Olympics, and you see, for example, where, or just give me an introduction. For example, these two charts illustrate or show
Yes.
what? Show, for example, Winter and Summer Olympics or ranking of Winter and Summer Olympics in different countries. Yeah?
Yes.
Well, so which countries or former countries were successful in both the winter and summer? Okay, let's check and try to answer.
The country was successful in both Winter and Summer Olympics. I think that's USA. The USA.
Okay, and is there any other country? So we have, okay, the first, okay, you say USA and what do you think about Germany? Okay, what do you think about Germany?
Yes, maybe.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Do you want to say something?
No.
Okay, very good. Okay. And now, do you know the meaning of former countries? What does it mean when we say former countries?
No.
Okay, so let me say, you may hear in the future, I don't know, actually countries which no longer exist or whose boundaries have changed. So no more exist or their boundaries have changed. Okay, they are former, for example, I don't know, we had a country, but now the country, okay, actually doesn't exist, or maybe its boundaries have changed. I don't know, it's got bigger, smaller, changed, something like this. This is former, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. For example, I don't know, USSR. What is this country? I don't know. Okay. Well, which country or former country won the most gold medals in the Winter Olympics? You need to answer this question because actually by responding this question, you can write about graphs. Okay. So number 2, which country? Gold medal.
The country won the most gold medals in the Winter Olympic is the Norway.
Very good. Just let me say something. We never use the before the name of countries. The Norway, no. Just for United countries, like the US, the UK, we use the. For the other countries, we never say the. Okay,
Yeah.
just Norway. And number 3, which country or former country won the fewest medals?
A few is the USA.
Okay, really? I think uh, in the summer, okay, and the fewest, I think France. You know, US is here, France is here. You know, France is lower than US, so I think France. Ah,
Uh,
do you
uh,
agree?
the lowest. Okay, the lowest.
Yeah, of course, the lowest, of course. Okay, very good. Well, do you know actually the parts of diagram? Do you know, for example, what is this?
Which one,
What
teacher?
is this one? I'm showing. Can you see this? This.
Yes.
What is this? Do you know? For example, what is this?
This is a title.
Okay, and what is this?
Like this is what uh the the like the essence.
Okay,
But I
so
don't remember what which.
you don't know horizontal or vertical? This is
Yeah,
horizontal axis, and this is vertical, or we can say X and Y. So this is X axis and this is Y. Okay, we can call them. Very good. Well, read the sample answer which describe the chart and graph in exercise 2. So we need to read this and then match them with these 2 graphs. Okay, so would you read, please?
The sample answers. The pie chart shows which countries have won the most medal in the Winter Olympics. It also states how many gold, silver, and bronze medals each country has achieved. In contrast, the line graph shows which nations have won the most medals in the Summer Olympics. Overall, the bar chart shows that in the Winter Olympics, Norway has gained the most medals, winning an equal number of gold, silver, and bronze medals. It has won just over 300 medals, whereas Canada, in fifth place, has won approximately 150 medals. The results of the Summer Olympics are quite different, however, with the USA having won the most medals. Overall, the USA has won just under 2,500 medals, a much higher number than the other four countries on the graph. The USSR is the second highest, winning approximately 1,000 medals. To summarize, the pie chart and the graph illustrate how many medals the highest ranking countries have won in the summer in Winter Olympics. The results of each Olympics are very different, with the USA, the USSR, and Germany being successful in both.
Okay, so now which describes the chart and graph in exercise 2? Of course, actually, they are parts of writing a task about a graph. Now tell me, what is the first paragraph? So it can be main body or introduction or maybe summary or conclusion. So which one? You know, I'm asking you about paragraph 1. Okay, so tell me, what is paragraph 1? Is it main body? Is it introduction? What it is related to this chart, bar chart?
One is introduction.
Okay, introduction. The second one?
Overview.
Okay, overview. And the third one?
Body 1.
Yeah, main body. And the last one?
Oh, this. I think this is a body 2. Or the
Okay, so
conclusion.
no. When we see this actually word to summarize, finally, okay, to sum up, it means this paragraph is summary or conclusion, okay? But let me say something about the sample answer. As you can see, actually, overview and main body 1, you know, are being included in one paragraph. So actually they're being included in one paragraph. It means we have, but it's not good, of course. You know, if you want to actually, it's write overview and main body. Of course, you can write only one line and then separate period and then start the next paragraph. So because of this, you said this is main body 2, okay, or it's not actually conclusion. You know, you got confused due to the form of writing, but overall the bar chart shows that in Winter Olympics Norway has gained, okay, the most medals, okay, and it has won just over the, now we have details, so we don't need to give details in overview, just this, and then we can add. So it's better to separate, okay?
But
Well,
teacher,
yeah,
but I
yes.
think that's in this graph, like uh uh we do we also have like we don't have the conclusion.
Yeah, of course we have conclusion. You know, to summarize, okay, when we say summarize, it means we are giving a summary. Summary means conclusion, okay? So let's read. To summarize, the bar chart and graph illustrate how many medals the highest. This is the summary of whole, actually writing whole text. And we can say the highest ranking countries have won in the Summer and Winter Olympics. The result of each Olympics are very different, with the US and USSR and Germany being successful in both. As you can see, actually the summary is repetition of the information and the details that we wrote in our text. Okay, then we try to actually shorten them and we
Yeah.
write them briefly in order to have summary. So this is summary.
Yes, but it's like in my school, my teacher like told that we just have body one and body two is end. We don't have the summarize. Uh, we don't have the summary.
Really? For task one?
Yes,
Really?
yes, because he just told me the body one and body two. I don't know. Does it have a con conclusion or not?
Okay, so let me say something. You know, we have, as you know, we have different tasks. Writing one, task two, general, academic, and they're different. Okay, for task one, we have conclusion, but sometimes you can consider it as, for example, the last main body, but that is conclusion. Okay,
Yes,
you can consider it, but that is conclusion, of course.
but it's like uh in the body one, my teacher told us we should um, write like we should write which country is the is
Mhm.
increase, and in the body two we should write which country decrease. And
Mhm. Okay. Let me say something. Would you ask me a question again? Because, I was thinking about, would you ask me a question again?
yes, it's like uh, oh, is the line graph have the conclusion? Yes, does the line
Okay.
graph have conclusion?
Okay, let me say something. Does line graph have, okay, let me say something about conclusion. This is actually, there is a misunderstanding about conclusion in different writing tasks. Okay, I think because of this, your teacher told that we don't need to write conclusion. Okay, because we have two main bodies. Second main body, normally called conclusion, because actually we try to, as you can see, we can actually summarize all the information. So we consider it as conclusion. But if you say no, for example, I need to write two main body, then a conclusion, no, you don't need.
Right.
Okay, so I think your teacher means this, because we don't need to write two separated main body and a conclusion. The second main body is conclusion. Okay, we summarize our information and try to actually bold and said, right, about maybe the most important details again and just this. So because of this, okay, we say that, for example, in task one, for example, you normally hear, in task one, we don't need to write conclusion.
Yeah.
Okay, we write, but we consider it as a main body.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and the most important part of task one is overview, you know not
Yes.
the others. Because of this, we say that, okay, no matter if you have conclusion or no matter, you don't need to write, but actually overview is really important. Any question?
I think no. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, now uh answer these questions, okay, which deal with some mirror differences between discussing one graph and comparing two or more graphs. Number one, would you read and answer, please?
Number one, did the writer introduce photographs in the introduction?
Did introduce in introduction?
This the question one. Did the writer introduce photographs in the introduction?
Yes or no?
Uh, yes.
Yes, very good. Number two.
Did the writer discuss the details of photographs in the same paragraph or separate paragraph? I think that
Okay. Did the writer discuss the details, main body of both graph in the same graph or separate?
I think in the same paragraph.
Okay, let's check again. As you can see, the first one is about bar chart. Okay, the rest of overview, we have actually, something about bar chart. Then we have, okay, something about the next chart, and then we have summary. So they're separated. Let me say something. That is really important to separate your information. Actually, that is when we're writing. Okay, let me talk about the structure of task one, and actually let's talk about the reasons that why, for example, we don't need to write a conclusion or the different parts. First of all, introduction should include both and all the information of the charts. If you have two charts, you need to explain it you need to introduce, not explain. You need to introduce them in introduction. So if we have more than one, we need to introduce them in introduction. Then we have main body. Why do we have two main bodies? Because we need to separate our information.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you don't do this, our text will be something like somehow messy and disorder is not good. Of course, we have something like coherence and cohesion that are different from actually combining all maybe titles, all things in one paragraph. No, we don't do this. Okay, so we separate. And the last thing about maybe the last paragraph that can be conclusion actually can be called conclusion or last main body, that we say because we need to write at least 150 words. So actually we don't have enough room for conclusion, for separated conclusion. Due to this reason, we consider the last paragraph as conclusion or main body too. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And number 3, did the summary include both the bar chart and graph?
I think.
Or just one? Both or just one?
But it's like it is similar. I don't get the question.
Okay. Did the summary is this, the last
Yeah.
paragraph, or main body 2? Did this main body 2 or summary include both bar chart and graph, or just one? Line graph, or just one of them?
Part of them.
Very good. Both of them. Now let's complete the gaps with main body.
Yeah. Can I
Okay,
have a
summary.
question? It's like what is the difference between the bar chart and the graph?
Graph means line chart. Graph means this. This is graph.
Yes.
Line graph. We call it line graph.
Yes.
Line chart, because of the, we have graph means line chart. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now keep going. Okay. There.
Uh, The introduction should say what the graph is about. Do not copy the wording of the question. You should paraphrase the question using synonyms. Example, illustrate, shows.
Two.
Uh, the, the overview should discuss the general trends in the graph supported by the re, re, relevant, re, relevant, yes, relevant.
Relevant, of course. Relevant, related to,
Yeah.
appropriate, relevant, okay, related, okay. So the main body and the last one.
Oh, teacher, in the
Yes.
in the plank number 2, we write the main body.
Yeah, the main body should discuss the general trends in the graph supported by the relevant data. It means, we need to support by some actually details. Okay, so if we're talking about the trends, something we need to support, we need to give details. Okay, dates, numbers, sometimes examples, and identify the most important features. Do not try to include everything. Okay, so of course, it means we can separate them. You don't need to include everything in one paragraph. You can separate, but of course, you discuss the general trend. You give supportive ideas, supportive sentences in order to support and actually your main idea, your general trend. So this is main body, of course. And
But
the last one. Mhm.
I think that when we discuss about the general, I think that we should use overview.
Okay, so overview. No, you should discuss the general trend. Okay, supported by relevant data, dates or numbers. Let me say something. Uh, we never give numbers, names, and details in overview. As I told you, just general. Okay, if we just discuss the general trends, okay?
Yeah.
And we don't support it, we don't give data numbers, it's okay, overview. But if we give supportive ideas, of course, this is main body, okay?
Okay.
And, as I told you, we have a general idea of parts, actually about the parts of graph you're writing task one. For example, as I told you, this paragraph should be separated, something like separated, not separated. For example, I finish my sentence, my overview in a period, and then I start a new sentence in order to write my main body. But because of this, actually, this question considered this paragraph as main body, not overview. So say main body. And number three.
Yeah. The summary should provide an overview of an of, of the key points made in the main body. Do not include new information of your own opinion.
Yeah, of course, we don't need to add our own opinion in the conclusion, not conclusion, something like summary. Okay. Do you have any questions about this word?
Uh, one, I don't understand. I don't understand the sentence number 3.
Number three, this one.
No, no, number 3. The summary should provide.
Okay, this one, yeah, should provide an overview of the key points made. Okay, so let me say, as I told you, the last paragraph, that is main body in task one, because we say, okay, we don't have enough room to write conclusion, but actually we have the same rule as conclusion, as summary in the last paragraph. What does it mean? It means in last paragraph, I try to actually write and I try to talk about main details, just key points, not details. I
Yeah.
try to actually summarize my general actually ideas, my key points, okay, in order to have a summary, a review, or an overview again. okay? It means just this. So you only write key points, okay, from main body, and it means you don't need to add your opinion, give example. For example, I think it's better, you don't need. You only need to summarize the main idea of original text, just this, of main body, just this. Get it?
Yes, yes. Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Good. You're welcome. Okay, study these two charts. And first of all, this is what is this?
It's a project.
Bar chart, and this one?
A pie chart.
Pie chart. Okay, so first of all, I want you to tell me what the chart's about.
Uh, the pie chart talk about the given pie chart demonstrates the leaders of all time in country medal in
Yeah, badminton. The second one in
is the leader.
rowing.
Yeah, in country medal.
Yeah. And, okay, do you know the meaning of rowing?
I see. This is like use. No, I don't know.
Okay, so let me say, this is, as you know, this is further activity of making a boat move through the water. So with something like boats, special boats. Okay, this means rowing.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah, of course. And well, now we have, a sample answer here again. Read and order the sample answer describing two charts. Okay, let's read and order.
Looking at the project, it is easily apparent that China has been significantly more successful than any other country in badminton. They have achieved far more gold medals than other countries, but have gained only slightly uh, more silver and bronze medals. To summarize, therefore, both charts illustrate the countries or former countries with the greatest number of medals. The bar chart indicates that China is the most successful country in badminton, and the pie chart shows that the USA is the most successful in rowing. Uh, the pie chart illustrate the country medal leaders in badminton and also the number of gold, silver, and bronze medals won by each country. The pie chart, however, shows which countries are the most successful in rowing. The pie chart, on the other hand, shows that the USA won the most medals in rowing. They were a little more successful than Great Britain. However, the other three countries represent, rep, represented won roughly the same number of medals each.
Okay, now let's make them in order. Which one is the first paragraph?
The first bar A.
A. Okay, let me
No,
check. Looking at the, no, it's not, can't be.
C.
Introduction.
I
C,
think.
very good. The second one,
Uh, A.
looking at the bar chart, yeah. And third one,
C.
C is one. C, the bar
I.
chart illustrate, yeah.
It's B. I
It's,
know.
no, B.
D.
D, of course. Then we have another one, D. And of course, the last one to summarize the four. Okay, good. So now read the sentences from the sample answer and underline comparative form. Okay, so you know this, just comparative form, comparative adjective, you know this part. Okay, would you read and tell me which part is comparative?
I think that uh, the pie chart, on the other hand, shows that the USA won the most medal in rowing.
Yeah, so more successful than is better. Significantly more successful than. This is comparative adjective, more successful, and this is comparative sentence statement. And when we're going to actually describe two charts, two chart, one graph, one actually chart, we need to use comparative adjectives, in order to compare them. So we need to use them. And now let's complete. Yes, ask me.
But what is compare?
Comparative. Okay, don't you know?
Is a compare or compare, teacher?
Comparative, comparing. You let me write. Let me write here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have compare. This is the verb. Okay. Yeah, of course. Comparing. Okay, it means contrast. Okay. And now comparative.
Because like I read this word is compare, so when I heard this, it's a word.
Okay, so comparative adjective and compare. Okay, comparing, compare. Okay, get it?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So now let's complete the sentences with the correct comparative form of an adjective. So we need to complete and make comparative adjective. Do you know how to make comparative adjectives?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So
In the triathlon, he swam much better than his cycle.
okay, sorry. Okay, would you read again?
It's like
Sorry.
in the triathlon, he swam much better than his cycle.
Okay, in the triathlon, okay. Yeah, you can say swim much than the cycle. Okay, let's check. Okay, actually, I think, I think we need to use another thing. Okay, let's check number two then. Number two.
It's number two. In the sky jumping event, participants were required to go uh, to go much further. I know.
Yeah, much further. Yeah, of
Further.
course, much further. Of course, much further. Number three.
But when you jump, I think it's higher.
It's what?
It's like because it's a sky jumping, so I think the word is should be like higher.
Why? Why you think? Okay, why not? We say further.
Because
Yeah, why further? Okay, so why? It means, more in addition. So why? Further is good word. In the sky jumping event, participants were required to go much further. Yeah, of course. It means moreover, okay? And so
yeah.
it's better. And number 3.
Generally, countries with a colder climate
Yeah.
are more successful in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, very good. Number 4. Spectators.
Spectators found this ice hockey game.
Spectator,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Uh, found is, okay, will you say, what did you say? Number 4, more?
more interesting.
More interesting, very good. And number 5, he ran well.
Uh, well, he ran well, more gracefully than last year.
I don't think so. Well, we have the adverb well, so I think it's better to make actually comparative adjective from its adjective, so good. And what's the comparative adjective of good?
Oh, good. To better.
Better than, yeah, very good. Better than last year. And number 6.
Before the game, she practiced more gracefully.
Do you know the meaning of gracefully?
Graceful. I
Gracefully, like beautifully, perfectly, something like this, but it's not good. Actually, we're talking about, how she practiced, before the game, she practiced something like more than, but more what? We can say more often than,
yeah.
okay, her teammates, so more often. And 7,
The oldest recorded male medalist was 72 years old, making him 62 years. Oh,
we're talking about age.
older.
Older, very good. The last one.
Youngest ever medalist.
Mm. He accepted defeat with grace.
More gracefully than the rest of his team.
Very good. More gracefully. Okay, very good. Of course, we have comparative and adverb gracefully. And about the first one, I think triathlon, he swam much, maybe slower is better than his cycle. I think, nah, slower is better. Or we can say more slowly. If we use adverb, we say more slowly. If we use adjective, we say slower. So both are correct. Any questions?
No.
Very good. Well, let's compare this data. Study the table and graph, then answer the question which follows. Okay, let's study. Of course, we have a table and line graph. Okay, let's compare them. And now there are some questions. So the first question. The most successful athlete in actually is Michael Phelps from the USA, who has won the most medals for swimming and which of this information would you include in your answer? Okay, just tell me which.
The
So
is
read them, read all of them, and then decide. Okay, so the first one.
the most successful athlete is Michael Phelps from the USA, who has won the most medals for swimming. The chart also showed that three of the top five athletes were gymnasts from the USSR. Michael Phelps won 22 medals. Larissa Latinia 18, Nikolai Adrianov 15, All Einar Pizon-Dellen 13, and Boris Saklin 13. The sport which the athletes achieved medals in was swimming, gymnastics, and the paddling. In summary, both charts illustrate that the two most successful countries in the Olympic were the USA and the USSR.
Okay, so tell me which of this information would you include in your answer? Okay, the first one, just first let's have a look at this two table and of course graph. So top medal winners of all-time athletes, okay? And the second one, of course, medals won in all Olympics. About the first, the most successful athlete, okay, can it be included in our answer? Can we talk about the most successful athlete? Yeah, can we? When you
Yes,
want to write, yes, of course we can. As I told you, the most important changes, the most important points. And number two, the chart also shows that three of the top five athletes were gymnasts from the USSR. Yes or no?
in the
Top
same paragraph.
top five athletes can be used in our answer. Maybe different paragraphs, maybe the same paragraph can be used.
Yes,
Of course, yes, because it's about top five athletes. Number three, you know,
Michael Phelps.
Michael, yeah, read please.
Michael Phelps won 22 medals. Larissa Latinia, 18, Nikolai Adrianov, 15, and Al Einar Pizon-Dellen, 13, and Borisa Sakhalin, 13.
Yeah, okay, so can it be included in your answer?
Can I look again the bar chart?
Of course, you can.
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay, you say yes, but why you say yes? Let's actually check it again. There are some people, some actually facts about actually athletes, you know? So, and these facts actually, taken directly from, table, just this. So we have some factual information from the table. So do we need to, again, for example, how many medals does someone win? No, we don't need extra information. And so we don't need, if we need to compare, yes, but why do we need to say total number of medals someone won? We don't need. Okay, this is, extra information. Number
Yeah.
four, would you read and say yes or no?
The sports which the athletes achieved medal in was swimming, gymnastics, and the paddling. Yes.
Sport which athletes achieve medals in were swimming. Okay. Uh, again, I think you can, but it's not essential. It's not something that actually you need to write in your answer, because which athletes achieved medals in were swimming, okay, just this, because of course you talk about, maybe the sports and the athletes, so you don't need to give, for example, some extra information about, I don't know, the sports that athletes could win more medals. So that's extra information you don't need. And don't forget, you have word limits. So we remove all extra information. And the last one in summary.
In summary, broadcasts illustrate that the two most successful countries in the Olympics were the USA and the USSR. Yes.
Yes, of course, very good. Okay. Well, now let's keep going. Okay. Now study the line graph again and write three statements similar to those in exercise 13. Okay, let's do this. Why not? So let's study the line graph and write three statements. So just try to. For example, about the line graph. Okay. First of all, you need to actually in introduction maybe or overview, you need to talk about the most important points. So what do you say?
The important point is it's about over 2,500.
Okay, so I think the most important part is here,
Yes.
I think. Okay, now how can we describe it? So we can say countries, actually total number of medals. Can we say that the USA is the most successful country, okay, which or that has won more than 2,500 medals, can we say?
In an overview or in the body, teacher?
Of course, in overview, the first part, okay? In overview, of course, we need to say, as I told you, the most important changes, the most important points in overview. So can we say? Yeah, I
No.
have something like this. So I can say that the most successful country, okay, in Olympic Games is the US
Yes.
with
Yes.
more than 2,500 medals. So this is my
Yes.
overview, okay? Now, the second, okay, let's go. Okay, now we want to talk about maybe little, details, okay? For example, we can talk about maybe similarities, as I told you. Okay, you can see something like this here, okay? As you can see, Germany and Great Britain, they're the same. Can you see? Not Italy. Italy is maybe a little lower, so we consider Germany and Great Britain. How can we write?
Uh, I think that's they are what is it's had the same they have the same peak.
Very good. So peak, no, peak is same something. Peak is this. Let me show you. For example, I have something like this. Okay, this is my peak here. Okay, so this is not peak.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me say something. Okay, now you can say the line graph illustrate, for example, the line graph shows, illustrate, demonstrate that Germany and Great Britain have won a similar number of medals. Can you see they have won a similar number of medals? So we can say, and as you could hear, I use present perfect, have won. So it's good to use present perfect, especially passive voice sometimes if we are talking about graphs. And okay, do you want to add another thing? For example, about Italy. Why not?
Yes, the fewest.
The least successful. This is the most successful. This is the least successful. Yeah?
Yes.
So, would you say?
Uh, the the lowest, the country have the lowest medals is Italy.
Of course. And you can say, you know, when you say the country that has the lowest, no, it's not good. So let's change it. You can say, and the least successful, let me write, we have comparative, yeah, or superlative. Least successful, okay, the least successful country is Italy with less than 1,000 medals. Okay, now it's better. Yeah, yeah, it's better now. Okay, well, okay, just let me say something about this. Of course, this is your homework assignment for home, exam skills. There are two actually, graph and bar chart. You need to write about them, at least 150 words. I want you. Just let me briefly talk about actually writing task 1, the rules, and then of course we can keep going. As we talked, actually, writing task 1 includes 4 paragraphs. That the first one is introduction, the second one overview, and of course we have 2 main body. The last one can be considered as a conclusion or summary, of course, but totally we say okay, we don't need to write summary because actually conclusion, because we don't have actually enough room. And now you know, overview can be replaced by main body in task 1. How is it? So you can write something like this. This is a structure. Let me write here.
Yes.
Okay. So normally we say introduction. Change the color. Okay, don't need this. Okay. Introduction. Overview. Oh, I changed the color. Okay. Overview and main body. Main body. Okay. So this is a normal structure, but sometimes I can say introduction, then main, overview. So we can have the same structure for writing task 1, so it's okay, no matter if you want to change actually and replace main body and overview, it's okay, you can write. And something that you need to know, of course, about the word limit, that is 150. And what is an overview? As I told you, actually, the task achievement in overview is actually mentioned in overviews. You know, task achievement, general idea is mentioned at several key points. So we don't need to actually give details or either no more extra information, just need to actually add something about main points, okay? And introduction, of course, what is the graph? What kind of graph? Is it something like this? What is the purpose? Just this. And time period and or main item, just this. This is introductory sentence or introduction. We don't need something else. And then of course you have the other paragraphs. Okay, first of all, always, actually, there are some tips about writing task 1 that you need to know. Let me say about the first thing that is really important. Writing language should be really formal, always formal. We don't use contractions. No, no, no. So always formal. Coherence and cohesion. Do you know anything about coherence and cohesion?
No.
Okay, so let me talk about coherence and cohesion. So let me write here, coherence, coherence. So let's talk about it. What is this? Okay, well, let's talk about this. What does it mean? As I told you, paragraphs are separated, but we need to actually make a connection between our sentences. So, for example, if we're writing, we need to make a really good connection between our statement, our sentences. For example, sometimes some candidates, some students write a sentence, then leave the sentence and okay, start a new one, and they're definitely not related to each other, connected. They're different sentences. For example, I'm writing about bar chart, okay, period, finished, then next sentence, line chart. What's the matter? It's not correct. I write actually linked, a joint graph. All sentences should be connected to each other in a correct way. Then I finish my paragraph about one graph and then start a new one. Okay, so this is the meaning of coherence and cohesion. And of course, grammar is really important. Grammar and accuracy is really important. And for example, we don't normally use I, we, an active sentence. It's not really good. Capitalization is really important. Okay.
Teacher, it's
Yeah.
like you say that I, we, you is not good. When we write, we shouldn't use I, we, you.
Yeah, of course, it's not
But
good.
how can we replace it?
Okay, as I told you,
Passive voice. Okay.
passive voice, definitely, yes. We don't need to add subjects. As I told you, no matter who, the action is important. So passive voice is a better alternative not to use I, we. And capitalization, as you know, for example, if I'm making question, if I'm writing, for example, interrogative, negative, or I don't know, comma, period, okay, so exclamation mark, I need to put them. Spelling is really, really important for all sections of IELTS. If you make any spelling mistake, what will happen if you make a spelling mistake?
I think with zero.
Of course, nothing. You will get nothing. Okay. And I'm sorry, and punctuation. So punctuation. Okay, sorry, I talked about capitalization instead of punctuation, as you know. You know, capitalization, for example, when you start your sentence with capital letter, like, for example, A, okay, something like this, and punctuation, period, exclamation mark, question mark, so you need to put them. That is really important. And, of course, using of, you know, expressions and word, for example, adjectives, and, of course, adverbs, and, you know, sometimes like collocations, something like this, we need to use them. And just this, there are some tips about actually writing task 1. Now, do you have any questions, any issues related to this part?
Maybe. I think no.
Okay. Yeah,
Could you send me the list of vocabulary that
of
answer
course.
that?
Of course. You know, just everything that I teach you every session, of course, I will, you know, after the class, I will send all PDF for you so you can have them. So,
Yes.
and of course, I will send some extra maybe information so that you can start it. And if you have any question about them, you can ask me, okay?
Yes, teacher.
Well, any other question?
I think no.
Okay, so let me stop recording.